Hello, welcome back. It's TG13. Today we're going to be doing a mock draft using ESPN. It's been a while since I used ESPN. I've been using a lot of Fantasy Pros lately. I really do like the way Fantasy Pros. You can see the board, which I really like. I can kind of see, who's drafted who, and you see it a lot when I do use ESPN. I like to see where everyone's at. How many running backs are they going? Wide receiver early? Are they, where are they going? How many quarterbacks have come off the board? So I do like to use Fantasy Pros. So if you guys do get a chance, head on over to fantasypros.com, do a mock draft. It is a good time. But again, today we're going to be using the ESPN. It's a 12 team. Happy 4th of July. I know it's July 3rd, but still, happy 4th of July. It's currently pouring right now in Jack's Beach. So not a lot going on. Figured I'd go ahead and do a mock draft. And we're pretty full on a 12 team. We have 11 teams already selected, so that's pretty good. Obviously, with it being the start of July, football season's, preseason's a month away, and you'll be starting to do a lot of mock drafts around that time, and then you're doing your drafts. Then we're getting into fantasy football. So if you haven't already, go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you do want more content regarding fantasy football. We're also going to be doing a lot of DFS. I didn't really get into DFS till pretty much last year. I did a little bit of it the year before, but last year I really got into it and I really enjoyed it. We'll be doing fantasy football and we'll be doing Madden content. Right now we're sitting at 47 subscribers. When we reach 100, I'll be giving away this Josh Allen signed mini helmet. So again, sitting at 47, go ahead and subscribe. It takes about 5 seconds. You just click the subscribe button and you're good to go from there. I know I don't really talk a lot about college football or at all, but I will bring up, this was a crazy week with UCLA and USC going to the Big Ten. As somebody that grew up in Missouri, I'm a huge Jayhawk. I grew up, Kansas City was only 2 hours away. My family had season tickets to Kansas University or KU. It's actually University of Kansas, but KU, we had season tickets from 1957 until 2008 when the recession hit. And I went to a lot of games. I've seen Blake Griffin. I've seen Kevin Durant. I've seen Paul Pierce, Rafe LaFrentz. All the KU guys. I've seen all of them. I've been to a couple Final Fours. No, I've been to one Final Four. I lied. I've been to one Final Four down in New Orleans in 2012. So obviously college sports was a big thing growing up. And it's weird, when Missouri left and went to the SEC, it kind of killed the rivalry that Kansas and Missouri had. I grew up in the middle of Missouri, so all my friends were Missouri fans. It made for good debates on which school was better, and obviously it's still Kansas. But it's weird that flash forward, what was that, 2012, so 10 years, and you have USC, UCLA in the Big Ten. That's so weird to me that to see that happen. You have Oklahoma and Texas now in the SEC. That one makes more sense. Go ahead and mute that. That makes more sense, but to see a West Coast team, because I always thought that the Big Ten, and this is something I had read and kept hearing, is the Big Ten wanted to, pick up border states. And I know now it's just TV revenue is all they're trying to get. So, that's just a huge reach. I don't know how they're going to get that. Could you imagine being a Rutgers player and not even football or men's basketball or football or anything like that? But you got to think about women's softball. Something that doesn't have the appeal of football or men's basketball, and them having to go to USC and UCLA. That's just going to be tough for them, and I do feel bad for them. But it's definitely a weird world that we live in now. That USC, UCLA are now part of the Big Ten. What happens next Do you see the Big Ten try to poach Big 12? Do you see the Big Ten try to poach, more Pac-12? There's Washington and Oregon. What's Stanford going to do? You still have Arizona. You have Arizona State. You have Utah, Colorado. There's some big schools that are still out there. And then you have the Big 12, pretty much hanging on by a thread to begin with. So do they go out and do they poach those teams? So yeah, it's really weird, and I almost threw on NCAA 14 just so I could do realignment just to see what it looked like. But yeah, I'm gonna stick to the NFL because it's a lot easier. You're not gonna have anybody poach anybody out of the NFL like you do in golf. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the PGA. But other than that, get back to the NFL talk. Preseason starts in a month. Went to the Jag Stadium last night. Went in for a concert. It was Joan Jett, Def Leppard, Poison, Motley Crue, and ended up getting. We went in. It rained. We had to go back out, and then they let us go back in. Joan Jett played 2 songs, and it started raining again. And by that point, it had been a couple hours. We were only 2 songs in. And my wife and I were like, nah, we're good. And but anyways, I went in thinking, I'm gonna get season tickets this year, and I'd much rather just, you can go to any of the beach bars down here, watch a game, and you can see everything going on. I haven't used this in a while. Oh, here it is. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think I'm just going to. I was getting a trade. I think I'm just going to go to the beach bars or hang out at the house. Keep better stats, and I can talk to you guys about fantasy football. So you can see there on the right hand side the picks so far. I had a guy in my main league. He sent me Alvin Kamara for Jamar Chase. I have Jamar Chase. It's a keeper league. You keep five players. And then he sent the same offer to the guy that had Justin Jefferson. And without even talking to each other, we pretty much text back the same reply. Alvin Kamara is looking at a 6-game suspension. He's turning 28. I think that's right, 28. And maybe he's turning 26. Might be turning 26 now that I think about it. Because I told him he's got about 2 years left of prime production. So... no, he's turning 27. He's turning 27. He's got this year, next year, and then he's going to start his downhill. Normally, that's what running backs do. They hit that 28, and they can still be good, but they're not their elite level. So, yeah, definitely got denied. So, last time I did this, Joe Mixon was 18. So that just goes to show how much this has changed, and Joe Mixon just went. Wow. All right, so I'm going to do something I never do. Wow, and Dalvin Cook dropped. I'm going to go Jamar Chase. And I never go wide receiver. I'm going to try to go wide receiver. And see what happens. I just can't believe Joe Mixon's jumped up that much. On my video, it's been about a month or 2 ago, I had him as my number 3 running back. And you're starting to see more and more people say the same thing. Obviously, he's shooting up pretty quick. Can I get Stephon Diggs there at 16? I'll take Dalvin Cook. There he goes. Okay, so much for that. I'm not going to take Alvin Kamara. I really want to, but I'm going to act like, the 6-game suspension's already come out. So I'm looking at Tyreek Hill there with Tua. It kind of scares me. I feel like you're drafting him there at the ceiling. You have CeeDee Lamb, you have DeAndre Swift, James Conner, Javonte Williams, Cam Akers. I'm going to go running back here, so I'm probably going to go DeAndre Swift. They have a really good offensive line. They've really beefed up their wide receivers. They got a lot of playmakers now. Maybe not a lot, but they have a few playmakers now. It should help out Swift. And then you have Jared Goff. Hopefully in the second season he can do a little bit better. So I like Swift there. He's still young. What pick are we at? 19? Okay, somebody picked up Kamara. Good. Get him off the board. I did a video last week of Kamara. He's looking at 6-game suspension. for getting in a fight in Vegas during, I think it was a Pro Bowl. And then you have Deshawn Watson. Watson's looking at a year suspension. He'll probably get knocked down to 12 to 14 games. But I'm not touching. That's not how I want to put it. I'm not drafting Deshaun Watson, obviously. And Amari Cooper, I'm kind of staying away from right now just because I don't really trust Jacoby Brissett. He's not a horrible quarterback, but it really limits the ceiling of Amari Cooper. Same thing with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. It might make Hunt's ceiling a little bit higher than what it would have been with Deshaun. Nick Chubb, I think it's going to hurt him a little bit. He's still got a really good floor, so he's still a really good player. This is nothing against him. It's just it's hard to be really fantasy relevant without a quarterback. Now I know I picked DeAndre Swift, but he doesn't have a Kareem Hunt playing right behind him. So I'm okay with the DeAndre Swift pick. Nick Chubb, if I could get him in the third round, I would do it in a heartbeat. But obviously, as you guys see, I'm not going to. So right now I have DeAndre Swift and Jamar Chase. I really wish you could message in this just to see what everybody's thinking. I don't think you can. So I'm going to be doing my fantasy league. I'm going to be doing a live stream of it. It'll be really interesting. I hope there's not a lot of cuss words. But most of the guys, all the guys still live back in Missouri. They all get together. I'm the guy that we video chat and we do the draft. So this year I'm going to live stream it, and I really hope that they don't, try to cheat when I'm saying this is what I'm looking at. This is who I'm hoping to get. I hope there's a small delay where we don't have to worry about that. But you never know. Travis Kelce and Josh Allen both went off the board. Let's see what we're looking at. A lot of these guys splitting up. Oh, they went double running back. Okay, so that's what I was looking for to see. What was that, Team Phillips? I wanted to see if anybody had gone wide receiver. So that's something I got to keep an eye on. So, one of my videos, I talked about DJ Moore. If Baker Mayfield gets traded to Carolina, I do see DJ Moore as a top 10 wide receiver this year. But without that happening, as of right now, I'm not going to do that. I really do like Mike Williams. Sorry about that. But I do need a running back. I'm going to go Josh Jacobs, heading into his final season there Oakland. With LA, they didn't pick up his fifth-year option. They're going to run him into the ground. So I'm totally okay with that, picking up Josh Jacobs in the third. Now, if I can get Mike Williams in the fourth, if not, I'm probably going to go running back here again. I might pick up DJ Moore, but right now I'm looking at Mike Williams and then DJ Moore. At wide receiver, and then Pittman. But there's definitely a drop there. If not, I'm going to go probably J.K. Dobbins or Breece Hall. I know I had a guy comment on my a couple of videos ago that said that he liked Breece Hall better. I like Breece Hall as a player, don't get me wrong. But J.K. is going to... Yeah, there goes Mike Williams. J.K. is going to get... his team... Never mind. Both guys I wanted. Patrick Mahomes goes off the board. So I'm looking at Breece Hall right now. Anyways, what I was saying. Yes, Lamar Jackson is the quarterback there. I'm going to go Breece Hall. Yes, I know that Lamar Jackson's the quarterback. And he does rush for touchdowns. I completely understand. But there's going to be... The Ravens are going to score more points than the Jets, which means that the Ravens are going to have more scoring opportunities, which in turn says J.K. Dobbins has more scoring opportunities than what Breece Hall is going to do. Now, I really do like Breece Hall. I just picked him. I do like him. He is a really good player, but I prefer J.K. Dobbins personally over Breece Hall. Now, I know Gus Edwards is in the backfield there in Baltimore. That's fine, but Breece Hall still has Michael Carter that he's dealing with. So, it might not be 50-50. But again, Baltimore is going to have more scoring opportunities. So I do like J.K. Dobbins a little bit more. Now I need to look at wide receivers. So right now I have DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs, Jamar Chase, Breece Hall. I'm fine at running back right now. I need to hit wide receiver hard. I like Brandon. I guess I could do this. Brandon Cooks. I like Gabe Davis. It's tough to take him as your wide receiver 2 when you don't know when he's going to come back. I like Allen Robinson. I like Hunter Renfrow. I do like Marquise Brown. So I get updates from ESPN whenever the draft lobby opens. Which, if you have done an ESPN mock draft, that's what happens. And I honestly thought it was a trade alert. And I'll be doing a video, a breakdown of who has who in my fantasy league. Again, it's eight players or 8 team members, 8 owners, what I want to say, and you keep 5 of your players. And there's trades in the off season, and especially right before the draft. A day or two before the draft, there's a bunch of trades. You can trade picks, which is really fun. And yes, we do use ESPN because it's the easiest. I would like to move that over to a different, somewhere different, like Sleeper. I've heard really good things, but as of right now, that's fine. We'll keep it at ESPN. We are moving to a half PPR format this year, which is something I've been pushing for the last couple of years. Brandon Cooks just went. All right, I'm going to go Gabe Davis. But yeah, this has been something I've been pushing for the last couple of years. Finally got it passed last year. So once we pass something, we give it a full year. So we got it passed last off season. We went the whole season and nothing changed. And then this will be the first year of the half PPR. What I'd like to do is get a tight end full PPR, or even, which will never pass. It just won't. But it's fun. Do something different. We've been standard league for about 10 years, 8 years, however long we've been doing this. All right. I'm going to go Allen Robinson here. And he's somebody that the last couple of days I've been reading more about, especially this morning while I was eating breakfast, drinking my coffee. All the targets that are available there in LA with Matt Stafford. Yes, he does have Cooper Kupp, and I completely understand, but that team can realistically have either 2 wide receiver 1s or a wide receiver 1 and a high wide receiver 2. So I am totally okay there. Allen Robinson, liked him when he was down here in Jacksonville. I think he's a really good player. I think last year in Chicago, he just didn't care. He wanted out of there. He wanted nothing to do with it. And his quarterback just didn't have a good year. So he's somebody I do really like. We're getting low on tight ends, I believe. Oh, that's wide receiver. Yeah, we're getting there. Quarterbacks are fine. Tight ends are getting pretty low. That's all right. So I have DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs, Jamar Chase, Gabe Davis, Breece Hall, Allen Robinson. So I really do like my running backs. Wide receivers, if I could get somebody like a Juju Smith-Schuster or a Hunter Renfrow, I don't see either one of those happening. Amari Cooper will be dropping here shortly. Wow, Clyde went pretty high. I really just need that other wide receiver just to push that up a little bit. But yeah, with Deshaun, I spoke about it a couple minutes ago. With Deshaun going out for likely a year, more probably be like 12 games. But once he makes his appeal, but you'll see Amari Cooper start to drop. We've already seen DeAndre Hopkins drop. We're going to see Alvin Kamara drop. So there's 3 players that easily within the first 3 rounds, they're going to be falling down the draft. Just something to think of whenever you do your draft, to not fall in and pick those 3 players. Round 1, 2, 3, because then you're screwed. Tyler Lockett, Kyler Murray. Wow, can I get Hunter Renfrow? Wow, I cannot believe he's available. Yes. Sign me up. Hunter Renfrow with Derek Carr, Darren Waller, and Devontae Adams. I like it. Little slot action. Now I should probably grab a tight end. Might try to grab TJ Hawkinson. Because after Goddard and Ertz, there's a drop off. Really, it's after Goddard. That's another thing I like about Fantasy Pros is they have the tiers. It helps you, try to do your draft, and don't do it. Don't do it. Pick somebody else. Pick DeAndre Hopkins. All right, he picked the best wide receiver in the NFL, Chase Claypool. I am going to go T.J. Hawkinson. Perfect. So now I like my team. I can risk grabbing a couple of these running backs. Quarterbacks are fine. I think most of everyone should probably have a quarterback by now. I'm usually, even in my main league, I'm usually the last one to get a quarterback. So I'm the only one that doesn't have a quarterback. So last year I drafted. Now I did get Patrick Mahomes really high because he was available. I think I got him in the 2nd round. And I did that because everyone I play with are Chief fans, and I knew that I could trade him later on, which I did. And so I was totally okay with that. But I got Tom Brady like in the 11th or 12th round last year, and that's who I pretty much played with all year long. He had a great year. Somebody I'm always looking for. This year, my guy is Jamison Winston going late. If you don't trust it, that's fine. Go ahead and grab a quarterback. You can get Jamison Winston probably in the last round of the draft, or even after the draft and the free agency. You can get him then. So he's somebody I'm keeping an eye on. I'm gonna try to get Kenny Walker. This is about the time where I start getting my rookie running backs. I like my wide receivers. Gabe Davis, Jamar Chase, Allen Robinson, Hunter Renfrow. Wouldn't hurt to have another wide receiver in there. Chris Olave, Christian Kirk. Why are you drafting a defense? Robert Woods. That's who I'm going to go after. This is going to be the first time I don't draft Kenny Walker. All right, so these 3 guys, you have Russell Gage, who Tom Brady really wanted, brought him into Tampa. He's going to be the wide receiver 2 there until Chris Godwin's completely healthy. Then he'll go to the wide receiver 3. But will he be used a lot like we saw with Antonio Gibson, where they can keep 3 wide receivers fantasy relevant? And there are injuries, obviously, that we see a lot in Tampa. James Robinson, I don't know if he's going to actually play this year, so I'm not going to draft him. I could get Kenny Walker, Swift, Jacobs, Breece Hall. I'm going to go Robert Woods. And I'm going to go Robert Woods because he does play in Tennessee now. And with Treylon Burks, with everything going on there, they don't have anything else to throw to. So Kenny Walker went. And then we'll go Russell Gage. And I think I highlighted Jarvis Landry too. Another reason why I really like Jameis Winston this year. He's got so many wide receivers. Not what he had last year. James Cook. I was going to try to get him. Scott Moore. Wow, he's down here pretty far. Damien Pierce I like. Let me go look at my running backs. James Cook and Tyler Algier. And another guy, Brian Robinson. They brought him in to not fumble the football, one, and like Antonio Gibson does, to not be injured like Antonio Gibson, and somebody that can pound the rock. Brian Robinson can do all three of those. He's somebody I like this year that, not a lot of people are talking about. And is that it? Now where's So if you just saw, I highlighted Mark Ingram because if Alvin Kamara is out 6 weeks, Mark Ingram's going to get 6 weeks worth of work, which I will definitely take, even if it's just 6 weeks. That could get you 6 wins, gearing up for the playoffs. So I am totally okay with that. Get him there late. I mean, right now you're starting to you're throwing darts pretty much this late in the draft. Let's see what quarterbacks are available. Keep clicking the wrong thing. Trey Lance, Kirk Cousins. Look at that. I mean, he's not even being drafted. If I can grab Sky Moore right here, I'll be ecstatic. Gets part of... Oh, didn't know what that meant. Get part of the Kansas City offense this late in the draft. I don't like McCole Hardman. I don't think he's that good of a talent. I think he's just quick. That's about all he has. Not the best Oh, wow. Oh, he got picked. Dang it. And same thing there with MVS. See that, and nobody really knows which one to go with. I'm going to go Jamison Williams, one of the best route runners in this draft class. And I'm not a huge fan of MVS or McCole Hardman. I think Sky Moore is your guy. Actually, I think Juju is the main one. I think Sky Moore is going to be the 2. McCole Hardman and MVS are just the speed guys. They might have a big catch here and there, but they won't be putting up productive. Like, they'd be really good for best ball, but they're not going to be putting up productive consecutive weeks. It's just not the players that they are. They're quick, don't have the hands, don't have the route running. I'm going to go Damien Pierce, who I think is going to be the starter there in Houston. And it might be bad, but that's fine. You guys forget that they played Jacksonville twice. Oh, no. So, yeah. Played Jacksonville twice. not the best team, even though we do have upgraded linebackers. Defense should be better. But yes, I'm going to take Damien Pierce there. This is where you start to get all the defenses. That's fine. I don't care about defense or kicker. I wish we could take those options out in the mock drafts. In fantasy football, like in your actual league, it's a little different. It could come down. Maybe you're down 8 points and it's Monday night and you have the kicker. I mean, that makes it, I guess, fun. It gets you into the game. Or maybe the defense is playing and you're up, I don't know, 4 points and it's their defense playing, and so it makes it interesting. So I'm okay with that. Fantasy or mock drafts, I hate it. I think it's a waste of time that we actually have to do that. Tyler Algier, I think, will be the starter in Atlanta. Brian Robinson, I think, will make a big push against Antonio Gibson this year. He might be somebody, if you're in a dynasty league or a keeper league, definitely keep an eye on. And then Mark Ingram, like I said, could be the starter for the first 6 weeks down there in New Orleans. It's taking forever. Come on, guy. Well, I'm going to say it again. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video, subscribe. We'll be giving away this mock draft. That's what we're doing. We're giving away this signed mini helmets at 100 subscribers. Right now we're at 47. So, the more you like it, the more you comment, the more subscriptions I have, the higher it goes. The YouTube analytics, the algorithm, it just pushes it up. The more views I get, and I can give more stuff away. Right now I'm looking on Pristine Auction, seeing whatever they have on there, what's good. Maybe one day I can be part of Pristine Auction and give out discount codes, but I can't do that until you guys subscribe and comment and help me out a little bit there. So because I think he's going, let me look at quarterbacks. Okay, so we're good on quarterbacks. Because I do think he's going to be the starter, I'm going to go Tyler Algier. And then next up, a bunch of auto picks. And I can get my quarterback. I mean, even if you were nervous about it, like I could have picked, I would never pick Trevor Lawrence. Could have picked Kirk Cousins around 11. Trey Lance around 11. Derek Carr in round 10. I mean, you could always get somebody like that and then pick up Jamison Winston really, really late, which is what I just did. Oh, that's a good pick. Alexander Madison. Team Toby? Oh, that is Toby? That was a really good pick. Alright, let's go through here. Herbert, Jonathan Taylor, James Conner, Michael Pittman, Schuster. Started off really strong. If his quarterback wasn't going to be suspended, I really like that team. It's a pretty good team. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Zeke Lamb. Okay. I like his team. He went high upside. Took some shots. Not a fan of this team at all. Devin Singletary and Antonio Gibson. Those are the only running backs he has. Got Saquon at the flex. Tony Pollard. Sky Moore. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, I'll go Browns defense, I guess. I don't care. I'll go Bengals defense. Really don't care. Toby. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Devontae Adams, A.J. Brown, Hunter Henry. Running back heavy, and I like it. Don't have a strong. Well, I move Allen Robinson up. And, oh, my guy's gone. That sucks. Usually I go Tyler Bass there. So, once this is over, J.D. McKissick. A couple quarterbacks being taken. Alright, so start off with Jamar Chase, then went DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs, Breece Hall. So my first four picks, and you guys know I like to go running backs early, but I had Jamar Chase sitting there. I picked 9. So he had fallen to me. Have to. So DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs, Breece Hall. Then I went with Gabe Davis, Allen Robinson, Hunter Renfrow, and TJ Hawkinson. TJ probably would have got picked if I didn't take him before I would pick again. I needed a tight end. I didn't want to hit the dead zone for tight end. So went ahead and got TJ Hawkinson there. But I went Gabe Davis, Allen Robinson. I really like Allen Robinson this year. Hunter Renfrow. I really like all three of those guys. I think they're going to have a lot of targets, at least in my projections. So I do like them. I went Robert Woods, Russell Gage, Jamison Williams, and Damien Pierce. I went Robert Woods, again, with high targets. We'll see what the rookie wide receiver on the opposite side of him, Treylon Burks, see what he looks like this year. But right now, they're in Tennessee. Tannehill has to throw the ball to somebody. I really like Robert Woods. Russell Gage, Tom Brady wanted him, brought him down to Tampa. Who knows how long Chris Godwin's going to be out. It could be 2 weeks, could be 4 weeks. You never know. So could he play like Antonio Brown did? I know Antonio Brown is a great player. They're not even the same stratosphere, and I understand. But could Russell Gage be that third option where he could be a wide receiver 2? Maybe a wide receiver 3. Who knows? But I do have wide receivers there in front of him. Jamison Williams, just taking a shot there with the rookie wide receiver in Detroit. They did draft him pretty high, so I do like that. Damien Pierce, I think, is going to be the starter in Houston. Tyler Algier, who I think is going to be the starter in Atlanta. Got them both pretty late. I got Jameis Winston, who I really like this year. Get him practically nothing. I got him. I could have waited till the last round if I really wanted to. He would have been there. So, taking a shot. Again, I could have drafted a quarterback instead of Jamison Williams and then had Jameis Winston, but that's fine. And then defense kicker. And there's my dog Scooby making his entrance into the video like he always does. Again, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and like this video. Leave a comment. Do you guys like Jameis this year or not? I do personally, but and go ahead and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.